Welcome to Reflect with Ed Fassio. Get ready to experience one of the world's first 100% digitally generated podcasts, where we take a step back, dive deep, and strive to learn new things. Join us as we unpack thought-provoking ideas, personal reflections, and inspiring stories to help you stay in the know. Reflect is brought to you by the minds at ByteBrain and powered by emerging technologies from Google, HeyGen, OpenAI, and 11 Labs. Thanks for tuning in. Now, relax and prepare to reflect.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take a big stack of sources, like documentaries, articles, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we try to pull out the most
The good stuff.
the most insightful nuggets of knowledge. Just for you. Have you ever felt like your phone gets slower right when the new model comes out, or your gadgets just don't?
They don't last.
They don't last as long as
they used to. Yeah.
as they used to.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Not alone.
So today we are unpacking this concept of planned obsolescence. This idea that sneakily, companies are designing these products to break down or become outdated
Faster.
way faster.
So we buy more. Yeah.
So we buy more.
Yeah.
So we've got a bunch of documentaries and research to kind of sift through today.
Yeah, we do.
Things like the light bulb conspiracy,
That's a good one.
buy now, shopping conspiracy, and even some academic studies. And we'll try to uncover how this all works.
The impact.
The impact and what we can do about it.
can do.
Right, absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. So, it's a global phenomenon.
Global phenomenon. And it's got a really long history, longer than you think.
Yeah.
A good place to start is way back in the 1920s with the Phoebus cartel.
Okay.
So imagine a bunch of light bulb manufacturers
Right.
getting together, and they're literally conspiring to make their bulbs burn out.
Wait, hold on. Seriously?
Yeah.
They actually did that?
They did. It's all in the light bulb conspiracy. It lays it all out. They limited the lifespan to a measly 1,000 hours.
Really?
To make sure that people would have to buy replacements all the time.
Oh, wow.
Just a blatant...
So they deliberately sabotaged their own product.
just to boost profits.
That's messed up.
Yeah. No regard for the consumer or the environment, just straight profits.
Okay, but is this still happening today?
Yeah.
I mean...
Absolutely, yeah. Buy now, the shopping conspiracy. That one takes us inside, the modern era of planned obsolescence. They expose, all these tactics, software updates.
Right.
That are specifically designed to slow down your older devices.
So you're saying when my old phone starts, lagging...
Yeah.
It could be because of...
A deliberate software update, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they even interviewed former employees from companies like Amazon and Apple.
Really?
Yeah, they spilled the tea on how this stuff goes down.
Wow. Okay.
So this is about more than just tech.
Right.
Planned obsolescence is everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you remember that study, Design for Waste?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. Okay, well, it dives deep into how companies exploit our psychology to create this culture of just...
We always want the new thing.
The new thing, we gotta have it.
Even if our stuff still works.
Even if it still works, yeah.
Wow. So they're just manipulating us.
They are. They
Give
were
me the story.
into constantly wanting the newest thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the story of stuff takes us even a step further.
Okay.
And it explores how this relentless cycle of buying and using and discarding affects us on a deeper level.
It's we're being trained to be dissatisfied.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay.
And the consequences of this go way beyond just feeling, a little behind the times.
Yeah, I bet this has a huge environmental impact too.
Oh, it's massive. The UN estimates that in 2021 alone, the world generated 54 million metric tons of e-waste.
I can't even picture that.
It's hard to picture.
What happens to all that
Yeah,
waste?
well, by now, they don't sugarcoat it.
Okay.
They take viewers to those toxic landfills in developing countries,
Right.
where a lot of our e-waste ends up. So imagine mountains of discarded electronics leaching all these hazardous chemicals into the soil and water.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's a visual gut punch. Shows you the true cost of our disposable culture.
It's not even just the volume of waste. It's the resources that go into making this stuff in the first place.
Yeah, environmental implications of planned obsolescence and product lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But it really digs into that.
Okay.
Like the depletion of natural resources and the increased emissions associated with all this production and disposal.
It's like we're on this like runaway train of consumption. There's no brakes.
And it's not just the planet
Right.
that's paying the price. Planned obsolescence has some serious social consequences too.
Yeah, I could see how this would like affect people who can't afford it the most.
Yeah, low-income consumers hit the hardest.
Because they can't just constantly replace stuff.
They can't replace it. They're stuck in this cycle of buying cheap, poorly made products.
Right, that just keep breaking.
Break down all the time, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the whole like ethical implications
of course.
Of the labor practices behind like manufacturing.
Exactly. We need to consider the entire life cycle of a product.
Right.
From the conditions in the factories to the disposal to really understand the true cost.
Right. So it's like this huge, complex issue.
Yeah.
But is there anything we can do about it? I mean, it feels kind of overwhelming.
It's easy to feel powerless, but there are definitely things we can do. And that's what we'll explore in the next part.
Okay.
Of our deep dive, we're going to look at this movement called the right to repair.
Oh, okay.
And how it's giving people the power to kind of fight back against this planned obsolescence.
Okay, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's
dig into those solutions.
Yeah, let's dig into it.
So, one thing that really struck me from the light bulb conspiracy was how the Phoebus cartel actually like stifled innovation.
Yeah, so by making bulbs that burned out faster,
right,
it prevented like longer lasting, more efficient technology.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just imagine the advancements we could have made if companies had focused on creating truly durable products.
Instead of making them break.
Instead of intentionally making them break down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
It is. It is.
If companies just keep churning out these products that have like built-in expiration dates,
right,
then why would they invest in making things that last?
Exactly. And that's why this right to repair movement is so important.
Okay, so right to repair, what does that actually look like?
Yeah, so they're basically pushing for legislation that requires companies to provide like repair manuals, make spare parts available, and design products that are actually repairable.
Okay, so instead of just like tossing a broken gadget,
you fix it.
You could actually fix it
yourself. Yeah.
I like this. So is this like gaining traction? Is this happening?
It is. It is. The EU is actually leading the way with some pretty groundbreaking laws that require manufacturers to make spare parts available for at least 10 years.
10 years.
For things like washing machines, refrigerators.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know. It's a huge step.
What about here?
Yeah.
Like, are there any right to repair laws in the works?
It's starting to catch on.
Yeah,
Several states have like introduced right to repair bills.
Okay.
Mainly focused on electronics.
Okay.
But yeah, there's definitely like a growing pressure on these companies like Apple and Microsoft to make their devices more repairable.
But let's be real, like big tech companies, they're not exactly known for
embracing change.
Embracing change.
No, not when it could affect their profits.
Right, exactly.
But there's this growing realization that the current system is just like unsustainable. Environmentally, ethically, articles like 7 environmental impacts of planned obsolescence, they're laying it all out.
Yeah.
They're highlighting all the benefits
of what?
Of a circular economy.
A circular economy? What is that?
Yeah, so it's basically like this model that aims to keep resources in use for as long as possible.
Right.
So, minimizing waste and pollution.
Okay.
So instead of products, having this short lifespan ending in a landfill, they're designed to be repaired, reused, or recycled.
So how do we, like, shift from that?
Right.
Make, dispose to this? Like
circular economy.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty big...
It is a big undertaking. But it starts with, like, changing our mindset.
Okay.
Instead of constantly, chasing the newest thing.
Right.
We need to start valuing durability and repairability.
So like voting with our wallets.
Voting with your wallet, exactly.
Okay.
And we can support companies that are already embracing these principles.
Okay, but like what are some practical things that like the average person can do?
Yeah, so there's a lot you can do.
Sure.
First, be a conscious consumer.
Okay.
Before you buy anything, do your research. Check if the company offers like repair manuals or spare parts.
Okay, so like looking to see if they're actually repairable.
Look for products with like a reputation for durability.
Okay.
And support businesses that align with your values.
Yeah, I like that. I'm already feeling inspired to like go through my stuff and see what I can repair instead of replace. That's awesome.
That's the spirit. And remember, every little bit helps.
You know what? I have to admit, when we started this whole deep dive, I was feeling kind of overwhelmed by this whole planned obsolescence thing.
We can feel that way.
But hearing about this right to repair movement is actually giving me some hope.
Me too. It's inspiring to see people like fighting back and demanding a more sustainable, equitable system.
And it shows that we actually have like more power than we think.
We do.
You know, by making these choices and supporting right to repair and talking about it, we can actually make a difference.
You can push for change,
Yeah. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
It went from like shady cartels to this inspiring right to repair movement.
It's been a journey.
What else is there to unpack? You know, it's amazing like how this whole idea of planned obsolescence, it's like it's connected to so many parts of our lives.
Yeah.
It's the environment, the economy, even like our own psychology.
Yeah, it really shows how interconnected things are, doesn't it?
It does.
It all comes down to this question, like, what kind of future do we actually want?
Right.
You know, do we want one where things are designed to break and we're stuck on this
this treadmill
of consumption? Or do we want a world where, you know, durability and sustainability are valued?
Yeah. I know what I would choose, but honestly, after seeing how deeply ingrained planned obsolescence is, it's like it's hard to even imagine things actually changing.
Right.
So what would like a more sustainable system even look like?
Well, imagine a world where like products are actually built to last for generations.
Right.
Where like repairability is just like baked into the design.
Right.
And resources are used way more efficiently.
Okay.
A world with less waste, fewer emissions, and more economic fairness.
Wouldn't that, like, kill innovation, though?
That's what people think.
Yeah.
But it's a misconception.
Okay.
Like, a shift towards durability doesn't mean that innovation stops. It just means it takes on, like...
a different form.
A different form, exactly.
Okay.
Imagine companies competing on longevity and repairability.
Right.
Like, boasting about how long their products last, how easy they are to upgrade.
Yeah, I would love to see an ad like bragging about a phone that lasts 10 years.
I know, right?
Instead of 2.
That would be awesome.
But how realistic is that?
It's more realistic than you think.
Really?
We're already seeing this, like, shift in consumer awareness, documentaries like Buy Now, the story of stuff.
Right.
They're opening people's eyes to this problem, and the right to repair movement is gaining some serious traction.
It's empowering to know we're not just like passive consumers.
Yeah.
Like we can actually demand better.
Exactly. Every purchase we make,
right?
Every product we choose to repair instead of replace,
right,
sends a message. We have the power to shift demand, and incentivize these companies to adopt more sustainable practices.
Right, and just talking about it.
Yes.
Like the more people know about this,
absolutely,
the more we can actually change things.
It's all about awareness.
So if someone's listening right now and they're thinking, okay, I want to ditch this disposable mindset.
Yeah.
What can they do?
Well, be a conscious consumer. That's the first thing.
Okay.
Before you buy anything, do your research.
Okay.
Check if the company offers repair manuals, spare parts.
Yeah.
Look for products with a reputation for durability.
Okay.
Support businesses that align with your values.
I'm feeling inspired to go through my stuff and see what I can repair.
I love it.
Instead of replace.
That's awesome.
This deep dive has been like a real eye-opener.
It has.
You know?
It has.
We've uncovered these hidden costs of like our throwaway culture.
Mm-hmm.
And then explored these like powerful ideas behind right to repair.
Yeah.
And we've discovered practical steps we can actually take.
We can do it.
To create like a more sustainable future.
Absolutely.
It's been quite a journey from like shady cartels to inspiring activists.
Yeah, it has.
And it's clear that like the choices we make, they really do matter.
They really do.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of planned obsolescence.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Remember, knowledge is power. And by understanding this issue, spreading awareness, making conscious choices,
we can make a difference.
We can all contribute to a more sustainable and equitable world.
It's time to break free from that cycle of disposability and build a future where things are actually made to last.
Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive.
See you next time.
Until next time, Keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep diving deeper.
In the cyber ocean of online voices and recycled content, something different has arrived. Reflect isn't just another podcast, it's the future of storytelling, powered entirely by AI. From curating data to assembling thought-provoking ideas, we've redefined how journeys are told. Reflect is a podcast that thinks, learns, and evolves with each episode. Every tale, every insight, crafted by the most advanced AI technologies. A podcast that disrupts the industry, breaking free from traditional formats, taking you on an entirely new experience. So tune in now and reflect. We're telling the future.